So if you're just getting started using resistance bands, I've got a great resistance band back workout for beginners coming up right now. Welcome back, this is Garage Gym Fitness. If you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please do click the subscribe button below. Make sure you click the little bell icon to get future videos from me. I'm releasing videos once a week, mainly instructional, but quite often do a challenge or a work along with me type workout video. So without further ado, as I said in the preview, we're going to get into a resistance band back workout for beginners. And if you've only just started out in this fitness journey, then I'd highly recommend you get yourself a set of resistance bands. I got mine from Amazon. I'll drop a link below. Go and have a look at those. Within that pack, I got 5 resistance bands, each of varying resistance, so to simulate that weight in the gym. I also got a door anchor, which is fantastic. I'll put a link to another video just up here, which explains more about how to use this door anchor. We're going to demonstrate it sort of briefly today. The exercises we're going to do today are all concentrated on the back. They are a lat pull down, a bent over row, a standing row, and also a deadlift. Now, if you're not familiar with any of these, what I will do is go through them with you. I want you to copy along and have a go at the same time. And I will recommend that we do 10 reps, so 10 repetitions of each exercise 3 times through. Now, I'm not going to do that with you today because obviously I know your time is important, but take this exercise routine away with you, incorporate it into things you're already doing. What you'll find great about these exercises is it will obviously improve the strength in your back. It will also give you an improved posture. And I've really noticed this myself over doing this for the past 6 or so months, that it really does make you stand up tall, pull your shoulder blades back, and give you that much better stature when you're standing, as opposed to sort of slumping over, or some postures which most people find comfortable. Really does make you feel like you want to stand up straight and pull those shoulders back. So I hope you enjoy this workout. If you feel you're getting value from it, please do give it a thumbs up below. I'd really appreciate your support. It also indicates to me that you're enjoying the video, and obviously I can produce more videos like this. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. We're starting off with the lateral pull down. I will show you how we do that. Okay, so with the door anchor in position, what you want to do is take your band, and we're going to thread it through here. So it's obviously half and half. And then what I'll do is obviously I'll show you over on the pull-up bar when I get down and do the actual exercises. What I wanted to show you before we do that, obviously this is for the lat pull down, so we would, because of the height here, what you'd need to do is kneel down, and then we're going to pull down like so. What I will do now is just show you the side one as well. So you basically want to hook this into the side of the door without catching the band on the handle. And you probably want it about chest height. Okay, and we're just going to shut the door on that again. Give it a little tug so that it's in position and secure. Okay, and then same thing again, we're going to step back from the door, making sure you've probably got 1 foot ahead of the other, because obviously the bands, when you start to pull it, are going to want to pull you towards it. And then obviously just pull back into that position, engaging those shoulders. Okay, but I'll show you that over on the other bit as well. It's just that I don't trust this door. If it suddenly flies open, obviously, we're going to get hit in the face there. So, okay, so we'll head over to the pull-up bar. Now, as I've said before, we would normally use this, if you're using this in a doorway, what you would do is obviously hook this into your doorway, pull down through there, make sure it's locked in place. Feed your band through the door anchor that way, and then obviously you're good to go on pulling down. Now, the idea of a lat pull down is, if you can picture in the gym actually having a lat pull down bar, you would sit down on your bench, you'd connect this obviously up to your weights, and then you would literally pull down and back up, down and back up. And the idea is that you're going to be working into your lateral muscles, so these muscles that run down the side that give you that nice sort of V taper shape that you see on guys and girls. And also we're going to be working into the back, into the shoulder blades, and to a degree into the shoulders and obviously into your arms. Now, predominantly you're going to be working your back. So what I want to see when you're doing this is a full contraction into your shoulder blades and into your back. So the muscles that are activated are the trapezius, the rhomboids, and also the lats. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to grab hold of the bands here, making sure they're the same length. As you can see, I've now got gloves on. What you find is when you're pulling on these bands, sometimes they can chafe a little bit on your hands after you've been using them for a little while. So I would always recommend wearing gloves when you're doing bands. Okay, so get yourself into position. As I say, imagine you're pulling down on that bar. You're going to want to lean back a little bit, keeping that back nice and straight. Try not to arch it. Obviously keep looking forwards, and imagine you're pulling that bar down to your chest and then back up again. And when you do this, you need to ensure that you contract your shoulder blades and your back muscles as you pull down. So try not to incorporate, obviously you're going to use your arms and you are going to use your shoulders to a greater or less degree. But ultimately you really want to pull down into that back. And as I say, with the bar, you're obviously limited, you get restricted. With the bands, you can just give that little bit more contraction. So we're going to do 10 of these. Okay. I'm not going to do 10 now because obviously we need to save time. But I would recommend you do 10 of each of these exercises and repeat the whole thing 3 times. Okay, good. So that's exercise number 1. As I say, the lat pull down. We'll move on to exercise number 2. So exercise number 2, again, if you're using a doorway, you would want to use your door anchor again. And as I said before, you want to hook it into your doorway about probably sort of just below your chest. I would say somewhere around your solar plexus, so at the bottom of your rib cage, that kind of height. Fix it into the doorway, secure it up. Now, obviously I've got a nice secure bar here, pole, so I've just attached my band directly to that. Now, with this one, you need to find where resistance is best for you. So if you wanted to start back here, then you can obviously just pull back that way. Again, when you're doing this, you're going to want to put your feet 1 foot in front of the other to brace yourself against the band, because the band is going to want to pull you sort of towards, obviously, its anchor point. And we're going to want to lean back a little bit into the exercise, so we're pulling back. But obviously once we're in position, we don't want to be moving about with our body. So what I don't want to see you do is obviously leaning back with the band like that, because you're not going to get any benefit from doing it that way, certainly not into your back anyway. Okay, I'm going to grab the band a little bit further down just to get myself a little bit more resistance. Getting my feet into position. Now, what you really want to be doing is contracting those muscles again in the shoulder blades and in the sort of middle to upper back. So, as you pull back, you'll feel everything engaged. Now, I can actually feel myself pulling on that band by not even bending my arms. So, basically just contracting those shoulder blades before you pull back and then back again. Okay, keeping control of the band both ways so that you get that full time under tension in the muscles. Really contract those shoulder blades. If there's not enough resistance still, then step back a little bit. Pull, actually that's enough for me, so I'm going to go back again. And similarly, you can obviously come nearer to the anchor point on your bands, making sure you're leaning back, and pull that way. Okay, keeping those tight shoulder blade muscles nice and contracted all the way through the motion. Excellent. Okay, so that's exercise number 2. Exercise number 3 is the bent over row. Now I've decided to change bands here just because I feel I need to get a little bit more resistance into my bent over row. The lat pull down, as I say, is kind of, you don't want too strong a band for that one. If anything, you might want to do more reps in that exercise. But with the bent over row, I really like to feel a good contraction because the range of motion in this one isn't that big. So the more resistance you can create, then obviously the better it is. So we're going to step on the band. Feet probably a little bit narrower than shoulder width. I'm going to keep the back nice and flat. You're going to keep your head looking forwards. Try not to bend it back too much, so nice and straight in the back. Legs want to be slightly soft. You don't want them tightly straight, and at the same time you don't want them completely bent. So just nice and soft in the knees, keep the back nice and flat. Try not to stand up too much because you'll work it too much into the shoulders. Just try and stay as bent over as you can. And then we're simply going to contract those shoulder blades again. And then we're going to pull up and release. Okay, and we're going to do this 10 times. I won't today, just for the benefit of the demonstration, do a few more. So really contracting those shoulder blades, pulling up hard and keeping it all under control both ways. Very good. Okay, so that's exercise number 3, the bent over row. Exercise number 4 is the deadlift. Now, we're basically mimicking the conventional deadlift that you would do with a barbell with weights, or you would do it possibly with dumbbells as well. Now, I think this is if you're doing deadlifts in the gym with weights, this is a great warm-up exercise, as well as a standalone exercise with bands. Within the pack that I mentioned earlier, you do get 5 different varying degrees of resistance bands. And believe me, the top 2 are extremely tough. And they are fantastic for a deadlift. For the purposes of demonstration and save me wandering off, I'm going to use this band today. So we're going to stand on it the same way we did with the bent over row. And we're simply going to bend our legs more this time. So the idea being that we're into a squat position. And then when we come up from that squat position, we're going to keep the arms straight. So we're not going to bend the arms this time. We're going to keep them straight and stand up. And then keeping the body nice and straight, we're going to relax back down, back into that position. Keeping the body still under tension. We don't want to relax, sorry, it's probably the wrong word. And then we're going to stand up and back down. Standing up. Okay, again, you're going to want to do 10 of these. Excellent stuff. Brilliant. Okay, the fantastic thing about deadlifts is that it works multiple muscles in your back and down into your legs. So it works the hamstrings, the calves, into the back and also up into the shoulders. It's a fantastic exercise. Almost as a standalone exercise, you could probably do 3 or 4 rounds of those each day and you would see your strength improve no end. So that was a resistance band back workout for beginners. Hopefully you've got some value from that. I would love to get a thumbs up from you below. Please do show me your support, it's much appreciated. If you've got any questions or comments, do pop them down in the comments below. Similarly, if you've got some fantastic exercises that you like doing with bands, I'd love to hear from you. Or if you've got some queries about exercises that I can show you, then please do drop a link below or a line below and I will have a look at that and answer you. It also gives me some ideas as to future videos, as to what you guys would really like to see me do. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to sign off. Before I go, please do feel free to pop over to my free app. The link is below. You can connect with me there. There's also some free banded exercises for you to try if you want to. I'm happy to create some exercises for you if you want to drop me a line and let me know what you want to do. Similarly, I'll drop a link below to Amazon for those resistance bands. Go along and check them out. You don't have to get the set that I got, but of course, at least you know that you'll be working with similar bands as me when you're doing the various follow-along exercises. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video coming up at the end of next week, and I will see you very soon. Have a great day.